Trapmore gang, there has been just a desperation to find any updates from David, okay, ever since he was found with the body of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, rest in peace, in the trunk of his Tesla. Everybody's been trying to find him, and he's nowhere to be seen. Whether it's the LAPD, the Reddit detectives, or the private investigators, he is absolutely nowhere to be seen. There's been no little clip of him going in the gas station. There's no clip of him at Walmart getting some snacks. There's no trace of him online. We're hearing these little, debates on TikTok, and people are wondering, is that him? Maybe that's not him. It sounds a bit like him, but there's been absolutely no sign of him. But there's, of course, been rumors. There's rumors that he's still online playing Fortnite. There's rumors that maybe he's got some Reddit burner accounts. And there's now a new rumor that David might have created a new Discord server, allegedly. And allegedly, he might be back on Discord and using it to communicate with some of his underlings to basically try and get a grip of the situation that's going on. Now, look, this is just a rumor, all right? But again, this is what you're here for, okay? We're here for the trending David updates, okay? And I've got a few updates that I want to do over the next few days because there's a few little bits of activity, but we're still not getting the news that we've all been waiting for in this case. But I'll keep you guys updated, okay? But this is the latest. This is the latest thing that's going around. Allegedly, David has created a new Discord server and was communicating with his minions. Do you guys think that it's him? I'm a bit on the fence. Check out the video, okay? So this is another video that's been going around on TikTok, and this creator is basically saying that he believes, some people are in the belief, that David is actually back outside, digitally, of course, on Discord, and he's communicating with his fans. So let's see what they're saying about this, and then we'll hear the response.
2026 at 2026 at 7:32 in the morning, a Discord server was made. It's a small Discord. There's like 20-something people in it, and it consists of fans of David, people who still enjoy his music, people who believe in his innocence and feel like he did nothing wrong here. And these fans of his are under the impression that David is in this Discord and communicating with them. Now, is this actually...
So before I see any more of this, okay, what I want to say is that it's like, no doubt, there is definitely some people that believe that David did nothing wrong. We've looked at so much stuff on this channel, and we've looked at so much crazy stuff on Reddit that seemed to suggest that he was... Look, I'm going to say this is all opinion, this is all speculation, but at the end of the day, I think we've all seen enough to basically believe that you could make a very well-educated guess that he was in a relationship with Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was a minor, all right? That's my opinion. That's a lot of other people's opinions, and the evidence has convinced a lot of people that's their opinion. But there's a lot of people who believe that David did nothing wrong. I see Vlad talking about it. He's saying, look, if they really had this on David, they would have arrested him by now. And it makes sense. A lot of people saying, look, if they had anything on him, they'd have arrested him by now. Maybe he was set up. Maybe it didn't happen like that. Maybe it wasn't as bad as it looks. But there are a lot of people out here who still want to defend David, who still feel like he did nothing wrong. And it's not surprising that those folks would end up finding themselves on Discord where they could share these opinions. On the one hand, you could say that maybe it's, naive kids. He's got a lot of fans that were kids, ironically, which is despicable. But maybe it's naive kids or just starstruck fans who just don't want to believe that this person that they listened to and gave money and time and energy to could have done such a horrible thing that we're all believing based on the stuff that we've seen in our opinions that he might have done. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a Reddit community pops up at some point soon to defend him, and maybe that all of those people that want to defend David will get siloed over there. But this doesn't surprise me, but him being in this Discord, that would be the craziest thing ever.
David behind this account, with them. Now, is this actually David behind this account? I have no idea, but I'm going to still share what this account claiming to be David is saying. Because I personally feel like while David has not spoken out once about this entire situation, there are people close to him and in his corner who have been trying to throw out little seeds in order to showcase his innocence and maybe shift the blame onto someone other than him. So yesterday at 11:42 p.m., David says hi in the chat. Someone's like, wait, bro, who's this? And this person claiming to be David says, me. Someone says, I touched you on your tour, David. I haven't washed my hands since. To which this account, again claiming to be David, says, oh, thank you, twin.
So look, this could easily be someone pretending to be David. Let's not have any illusions that anybody could hop in here and pretend to be David. But also, it does go to show you, even if this is someone pretending to be him, he has such crazed child fans that are literally saying, I have never washed... Even if they're capping, it's like they're actually on here faking, talking about, I haven't touched my hands. I haven't washed my hands since I touched you on tour, David. This is the level of celebrity worship that we're dealing with here. So it's not surprising that there's going to be a bunch of people that want to defend him and say that he did nothing wrong.
Respond back saying yes. It says, "Oh, thank you, twin." They respond back saying, "Yes, I love you, King. You're so innocent." To which this account, claiming to be David, says, "I am." Someone else says, "I've been saying someone is trying to ruin David's career." Someone else says, "You wouldn't harm a fly." To which this person, claiming to be David again, says, "Probably my manager." See what I mean when I...
Probably my manager is crazy. Now, I'm not gonna lie. That makes me feel like it's not David, because I think the real David wouldn't be putting that out there unless he really is planning to stitch up his manager and put it all on one of his managers, whether it's Robert or Josh. That would be absolute insanity, okay? But I think if that's the play that he was going with, he definitely wouldn't be leaking that on Discord. But as we know, David is terminally online and he is a bit of a dummy.
I say someone's trying to probably my manager. See what I mean when I say someone's trying to shift the focus? The only question is this David doing this to his fans? Is this someone close to David doing this on his behalf? Or is this just a troll trying to make people who like David continue liking him? The founder of this group, which I find interesting and slightly suspicious, says, "David, if you had one last message for your fans, what would it be?" And this David account responds, "I love you. Thank you, amigo and amigas, for the greatest 4 years of my life. Thank you for bringing me to where I am today. And only God knows my direction and my innocence. Amen." Now, something that I've noticed,
That actual last statement, that sounded quite believable. I'm not going to lie. That actually did sound believable. But if that's the last message that he gave to his fans, I could believe that that's the message actually from him.
with David is that he usually posts and starts sentences with lowercase letters. And we're seeing a similar pattern here in this specific Discord. There are a few situations where he uses uppercase letters at the start of sentences, as you can see right here. And we also see that in the Discord as well from this account. Obviously, this doesn't prove that this is 100% David, but I always look into stuff like this to see if I can prove that it's not, but I can't here because the way they're typing, the language they're using, it's very similar. So yeah, definitely kind of strange. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments, and hopefully we do have some progress being made behind the scenes when it comes to this investigation. As soon as I hear anything else, I'll be sure to share with you guys.
That is crazy, okay? That is actually wild. So let's see what people are thinking. People are saying, "I believe he's here," in Reddit under a couple of different accounts. OP says, "I believe he's in here as well." People are saying, "Well, I check who makes criticizing comments or supports him, and there's a pattern that shows that these accounts are suspect. They also come to each other's aid on posts. David did fake accounts to promote himself, making fake accounts and acting like he was an individual who liked his music. Hundreds of accounts, and it was just him. Leopards don't change their spots. He craves attention, and I even believe recently I called him out as I found 3 accounts with similar signs. Anyway, who knows? I'm sure he's on here. Between his gore, snuff watching, and being a gooner, he's bored and desperate for some interaction." Damn. People saying, "I'm also on the fence, but there are some people who swear it's him, especially his fans." This person says, "That's crazy as hell. If it's not him, it's a pretty solid impersonator pretending to be. I have my doubts because it wouldn't be in his best interest to be creating an account with an actual stage name and talking to people while he's under investigation and hasn't made any official public statements. But this whole situation has shown that nothing he does is in his best interests. So I'm not sure what to think here. It definitely sounds like the way he types and talks in general in other confirmed messages, but that's not necessarily hard to fake either. So I'm definitely on the fence with this. Most likely scenario is it's not him, just an opportunist trying to troll some people. But if it is, that's a really stupid move unless he's trying to make his attorney's case harder on purpose, which seems like, based on his actions since the news broke, might actually be the case. He doesn't exactly do things in his best interest. For example, he's a PDF. After the whole text embarrassment where he's texting some fucking random stranger pretending to be Celeste Herrera, there's no doubt in my brain that this delusional loser is out here in a server with new people, praising God and blaming others. What a fucking loser, OMG. Updoot. After almost 5 months and now he shows up, I don't think it's him. And if it is that boy, he's probably loving all this fuss, all the commotion his name is causing. Oh hell, I missed that one. When did it happen? It got overlooked due to the drama that came out after it was posted, but a group of random people started texting David, pretending to be Celeste Herrera. He answered and denied being David, but then give them Celeste's Telegram contact with her actual phone number on it. And then to make it even better, then he sends people to Reddit to deny the text and claim that they're fake, even sent someone with his POV claiming to be a kid named Nick who just wants to play Fortnite. Such a unique name considering someone close to David has a best friend named Nick. Oh, he's a calculated little son of a bitch. Wow, I had no idea that happened. Thanks for filling me in. Okay, people say I've been trying to get banned from this schizophrenic children sub, but mods are non-existent. Okay, people are saying that this is a schizophrenic sub. It's full of cap. Dave Idiots. It's one of the least moderated David subreddits, but I think that it is very valuable and doing a great service to the community. So what do you guys think? Do you think David's back on Discord? Do you feel like it's cap? I personally wouldn't be surprised if he is online in some way, shape, or form, because this guy is addicted to the internet. He's addicted to posting, and he seems like he's addicted to himself. And I bet there's a little part of him that's loving this, all right? In lieu of any kind of criminal charges, there's probably a little part of him that's like, I'm the most Googled person of 2025, bet, all right? But we'll see, because it's going to catch up. Whoever did this, and someone did do this, she didn't trip and fall into that car and pass away in a bag. All right, that does not happen. So whoever did this, your days are numbered. All right, the LAPD will work it out. You left a very big digital footprint, whoever it may be, we're going to get up with you. Okay, and when that happens, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted. But until the next video, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.